last but not least, remember those flagpoles, which indicates that you're almost in the end of the stage. We're going to make this now. I'll show you how. First, from this object, I type flag here and got this right here. I'll try with the purple one. Get right here. And I'm going to change the angle 180 degrees. Nobody knows that this is upside down. Anyway, after placing this, I need a flagpole, but there's not much object that I can use as a stick. So I went into this rope area and chose something like this. It looks like a stick pretty much. It's a bit ugly, but I'm trying my best. Please understand. Okay, and I'm going to place this flag in front of the stick to 0. Okay, now you can see that this flag is coming in front of the pole. Okay, after we created those objects, let's make scripts. So create component and name it here a flag component and add them to our flag component right here. Oh, and before that, you'll have to rename this because it's very confusing. Purple flag and purple pole. Okay. I also did that for my original flag here. Flag and stick. I just said flag and stick. Anyway, let's add our flag component, this one here, to our purple flag. And also a trigger component to this. Then let's go to our flag component and do some coding. In our entity event handler, click this plus button and type trigger enter event here. Trigger enter event. Then as you type the codes here, I will explain them line by line. Okay, so if you look at the first line of the code, it's saying that the trigger body entity has to be the player, which means when the player comes here and touches the flag, the code here will start to run. So if it's not a player or like anything else, this code here won't run. Okay, so this is what it means. And the second line here is about going to stage 2. Right now we don't have a stage 2, so you don't have to worry about this code. That's why I commented out using this 2 dashes here. And the third line is saying that while the trigger component, which is when the player slides down the flag, the trigger component will be disabled. So before it touches the flag, the trigger component is always enabled. That's why the player and the flag could meet. But once they meet, you don't need to make the trigger component enable anymore. You no longer need it. That's why you change it to false. And at the same time, trigger body entity, which is the player. So everything here is happening while the player is sliding down the pole. Okay. Rigid body component and the movement component will also be false. This is to stop the player from moving or doing any other action. And also, the flag should come down together. That's why we're using this entity service, get entity by pet, in giving this the pet of the flag here. So to get this, remember I told you to name the component, right? Just type flag here. And right now, mine was purple flag, but yours are this original flag. So I'll just do this and right click and then copy entity path. and you can just copy and paste in this quotation marks between them. So after you get the flag entity right here, this tween logic service will help us move this flag to the bottom. These two lines are doing that, and then we'll wait for a while until it goes down. And when it touches the ground, when it touches the bottom, the flag will be invisible, and then it will automatically move back to the top. And at the same time, we'll enable the movement component and the rigid component of the players, because now we must make the player move around like freely. So this was the logic of the flag. And in our last line, we will be using the teleport service to move back to the lobby to where the portal is located. It's because once the stage is clear, there's nowhere else to go, you know? So this portal, you don't need it actually. So when you just move around, and after a few while, you'll be teleported to our lobby. All right, so this is the end. And now what you have to do is just place the coins wherever you want in the monsters, change these tiles a little bit, and then click play and have fun. All right, so this is the end of our My Adventure lecture. Thank you for listening. Bye.